reaction there. What has been the government's response in the last few hours? What can you tell us about what they're putting in place to deal with this tragedy?
Well, a large number of rescue teams are on ground, from the aviation ministry to the aviation regulator, the government, the local government in Gujarat, the western state of Gujarat, the city of Ahmedabad, as well as the central government has sent rescue operation teams on ground. The reactions that we are getting is one of shock across the country, and also the government, Prime Minister Narendra Modi sending out a statement saying that he was stunned and shocked with what has happened. This has happened in his own home state. Gujarat is the home state of India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and of the Home Minister Amit Shah. And Ahmedabad has been the place they've been, they've been living. They lived earlier before moving to Delhi, because the crash happened in a very densely populated area, in the middle of a residential area, the logistics of how the rescue operations work has also been very, very challenging. Some of the experts and some of the locals on ground that BBC have been speaking to tell us that, just the fact of picking up the debris from the ground, finding the survivors, finding the bodies itself would be a big challenge, considering the fact that the aircraft landed on top of a building, a mess of a government medical college where people were, medical officers were inside, could also lead to the casualty numbers going up and making the logistics of clearing all that up and finding out the reasons for why the crash happened even more challenging.
Tell us about the links between this city and the UK, because this was a very busy flight. It leaves on a regular basis. Tell me about the community there and the links with the community here in the UK.
Well, Gujaratis who come from this western state of Gujarat are a big diaspora in the United Kingdom as well, in London and around the cities in UK. Families travel. There are many business families that have business connections both in the United Kingdom and India. And flights that that operate from India, from Ahmedabad to London or to other parts of the UK, ferry most businessmen or families of people who are living there. And these connections go decades ago. The diaspora, the Gujarati diaspora in the UK have been living there for a long time, have connections here, both business as well as family. So, there are about 12 flights that fly from Ahmedabad Airport to Gatwick Airport every day. And this was one of them.
I've just been telling our viewers the news that the NTSB, the Air Accidents Bureau from the United States, will lead their own team of investigators to India, which you would anticipate includes engineers, flight investigators from Boeing. But what sort of capability does India have, and what sort of reaction has there been from the Air Safety Branch in India?
Well, there has been no official comment as such from either the regulator or the Air Safety Branch as yet, apart from the fact that they are, they have already started investigating the matter. But like I was pointing out, the scale, the scope and the region and the area where this crash happened kind of makes it logistically challenging. There have been previous crashes in India, which the Indian teams have also led. And, by the rule book, it would be India that would be leading the investigation here locally before the NTS team joins them back here. But it would require a lot of, back and forth with the air marshals here in India, the air safety teams, which are pulling in people in their teams. But there have been previous crashes like the one that happened in Mangalore a couple of years ago, where the Indian teams did lead the investigation.
Archana Shukla in Mumbai. For the moment, thank you very much indeed for that. There's been plenty of reaction, of course.